about graduate school, or it's only about health care, but we want to make sure that it's a great variety, and we expect you guys there. And we will put the schedule out so that you guys will know what our schedule is for Wednesday, and we will have door prizes. We will look into maybe like the most professionally dressed, the best resume, some on-the-spot interviews, or some selfies that you take with our vendors and whoever is there. But whatever we do, we are going to give away some prizes as well. But we love to have you there, because this is your next step. All right. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much. Right now, we have a couple things that have happened or are about to happen with SA. So please pay attention to the screens for some videos.
Hello SWO, I'm Taylor and I'm your newly elected MISPA editor. Now if you want your photos to show up in this year's yearbook, make sure you tag us on social media at @SASwallow or use the hashtag #ThisIsSA. Now we're looking forward to seeing all the really great things you guys are up to this year.
Hi SWO! Next week is Spirit Week, as you all know, and we're starting off on Monday with Movie Day, and we invite you guys to dress up as your favorite character. Can't wait to see you.
What's up, SWO? Next Tuesday is Dress for the Decades. Try 80s, 90s, you know what's up.
So next week on Wednesday, we'll be having Dress for Success. So that means that you have to pick your best outfit. You can wear your amazing suit, or for the girls, you can wear a beautiful skirt or a dress. This will be next Wednesday. We will be having a lot of gift cards for the people that do dress up. So make sure that you choose your best outfit and that you dress up next Wednesday so that we can all be dressed for success.
Hey SWO people, this Thursday we're going to be having Cowboy Day. Please dress up, and the person that is best dressed will get prize gift cards. Tag us on your pictures.
Hey guys, next Friday is Casual Friday, so don't forget to wear your SWO gear, and don't forget to tag SA SWO on their social media.
All right, everyone. So you can see here today it's a little bit different. And by the way, everyone give it up for your SA officers. Senate as well. Dean and I have been saying this has been one of the easiest years because these guys are such great and awesome leaders. And they've came up with this conception today of wanting us to, because this is a family, right? We're a Southwestern family. And one of the most important things about family is that a family has to communicate. And so sometimes we have ideas, you guys have ideas, but today we really want to bring those minds together and give you guys a chance to voice your opinions. But also, in order to get to know our families, we have to, we're going to find out a little bit more about Dean Tay and Dr. Shaw today. And so I have questions for you, and Kinsey, you have the gift cards, right? Get ready, because I have some questions to ask about you. So here in just a little bit, our president, Raul, is going to explain to us a little bit more about our Your Opinion Matters and questions and answers. But right now, I want to ask you, who here knows where Dr. Shaw was born? What state? I won't even ask you the city, because I don't even know how to pronounce the city, but what state? I would say there are no wrong answers, but there are 49 wrong answers. All right. Good. Raise your hand, and okay. Michigan. Close. It begins with something similar to that. Huh? Give this man a gift card. All right. He's at Massachusetts. What's this? Yeah, no, it wasn't his wife, right? What was the name of the city?
Framingham.
Framingham, Massachusetts. All right. All right, so let's see. We're going to make it even a little easier for you. What country was Dean Tay born in? All right, if he's told you before, all right. Alan, be careful. Alan, be careful, all right? We're going to let Alan answer. What is it?
The United States.
No. All right. Who's that? No, oh, SA can't answer. All right. All right, Brian. I knew someone was going to say it, all right? All right, we're going to continue on. He said China. All right. Indonesia. Yes, there we go. All right. Brian, you're good. You're good, I promise. All right, you're all right. Okay. So now, just a little bit lighter, we're going to ask some questions. What do you think Dr. Shaw's favorite food is? All right, go ahead. Cookies. Because his wife does make the best cookies ever, all right? But no, it's not cookies. Yes. Seth. His wife's cooking. That is true. She makes this kind of cuisine, so I'm sure of that. I got you, Dr. Shaw. All right. Yes. What? Mexican food it is. Yes. Especially chimichangas. All right. There you go. All right. All right. All right. We find out new things every day. Okay. Now, what's Dean Tay's favorite food? What's Dean Tay's favorite food? All right. Go ahead. Huh? Rice and noodles? Dean, I am so sorry for the insensitivity. I need a country's cuisine, all right, Alan? Indonesian's cuisine, close, but no, right? Thai food, close, not quite. Chinese it is, all right. All right, so the last gift card goes over here. All right, so we found a little bit more about them. I want us to take out this time right now. By the way, I think it's going to be up on the screen here in just a second. You're going to get a chance to actually send in your questions. And Dean Tay, Dr. Shaw, and Raul are going to be sitting up here, and they're going to be answering some of these questions. By the way, I'm going to be back there screening the questions. So the silly questions you're going to send, like, Dean Tay, are you single? I'm going to make sure that doesn't get asked, okay? All right? So please, make your questions poignant and pray about them before you submit them so that we as a family can communicate. So right now I'm going to turn over to our SA president. Oh, wait. April, I did not forget. Right after this, 2 to 4 is Hispanic Appreciation Month. And so we have happy hour at the SLAD office. April, I did not forget. So make sure you go there, right? Make sure you go there, 2 to 4. They have some special stuff for us.
Thank you so much, Pastor Soup. Can you guys give it up for Pastor Soups? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I'm going to invite Dr. Shah and Dean Tay to come up here. And you guys see the number right there. So we're doing this assembly something different. It's going to be a Q&A session. in which you guys can text your question, and then Dr. Shah and Dinte and myself, we can answer them. Because I feel like we all deserve to talk. We all deserve to have our voices heard. So you guys can submit your questions whenever you're ready, and we'll be here to help you out with that. One more time, can you guys give it up for Dr. Shah and Dinte for being here? It's really good to have them. And we also got all the VPs and faculty and staff right here, so I really appreciate you guys for helping out, and also Dinte and Dr. Shah to helping us out, and because we all deserve to talk and to speak, so thank you guys.
So, Raul, I have a question for you.
That's right.
Last Saturday night, we were at an event, were we not? And it seems like we were playing some miniature golf together. Can you tell us who won that game? I just if you could just...
Don't remind me that, because
Oh.
I'm still crying about that. So,
Okay.
yeah. Dr. Shah got the W, so you can give it up for him. Yeah, he did. Do we have any question?
Are the phone lines working?
So the question reads, is there any chance we can have graduation in a bigger facility? I'm a mathematician, so there's always a chance. So Dean Tay, do you want to add to that?
I would.
It is very difficult to move to another facility, especially if the facility is outdoors. We have looked at that the last few years. If it comes a terrible rainstorm, and we've had rainstorms on graduation day, we just wouldn't be able to have our graduation service. And to have it right here on campus is convenient, but I do understand the challenges because there are tickets associated with having your families actually attend graduation. Dean Tay has been really good with handling those tickets and providing as many tickets as possible for the larger families. So you may want to address that as well.
The last several years, anyone that has wanted a ticket in terms of being a family member has been able to get in at the Sunday service. And yes, we have an overflow situation that we have at the Maybe Center, but when the program begins and as it progresses, we have always gone to the Maybe Center and brought those individuals back that have wanted to come back into the facility. So any student that is requesting and requiring tickets for graduation, 99.9% they have those tickets and they're able to participate. Those family members are able to come in. So what we try to do is that we're cognizant of the fact that it's a special event, and we do our best to make sure that there's accommodations for all of those people. So when people say we can't get in or the numbers and all these other things, just work with us, because we don't want that to be an issue. But I think the off-campus, the off-site situation is that you guys have to understand as graduates that, it costs money to rent another facility. And and also that facility, does that require us to bring our own sound system? Does that require us to bring our own seating and all those other things? And if it does, that's extra work on you as a class, and that's extra work on the graduation committee as well. So you have to kind of take into consideration that you might have to put in, $5,000 to $10,000 more into your graduation expense, versus it already being complimentary or free of charge, or however you want to consider it, graduating in our own facility. So those are things you have to look at. And I know that everyone says, we want to try a different venue, we want to try a different spot, we can't get in, and all those other things. But I think if you guys continue to dialogue with administration, and I think we can remove the worries that you guys have, and the gymnasium is a nice place to graduate in, I feel, but you guys might want to do something bigger, brighter, better, and those other things. But just take into consideration everything that goes with it, and I think the biggest thing is take into consideration the additional costs.
So that means, Dinte, if the class wants to have another place, want to have graduation in another place, they'll have to pay more, right, in order to make that happen?
Yes, I would say that's a true statement, because I know we considered like one class considered like Cleburne High School their football field, and that was like $1,000 or $2,000, but that was it. All you got was just the facility, nothing else. So we would have to bring our AV team. We'd have to set up, all these other things, and then you have to take into consideration what Dr. Shaw said about what about the inclement weather and things of that nature. So, yeah, and then I've heard people say we want to go to Bass Hall, or we want to go to, we want to go to some of these, these more well-known amphitheaters and things like that. But there's a cost to it.
That's true. Thank you so much, Dinte. Do we have another question? What brought each of you to Southwestern Adventist University?
It was 5 years ago for me. I was working at a public higher education institution, Florida State University, and I had been working there for 25 years. Our children had just gotten married, moved out of the house. We were just closing on our last payment on our house there in Panama City, and God called us, and it's sort of a long story, but God called us to Southwestern Adventist University. We felt the time was right. We didn't know anything about Southwestern Adventist University, but I can tell you after 5 years of being here, I absolutely love this place. And I love this place because of the first thing that happened when I was going through the interview process. I met people just like each of you who loved being here, who loved the Christian environment. And when I started bragging about what I had at Florida State at Panama City, because I could look over the intercoastal waterway and see bald eagles fly and dolphins jump from my office window, and one young lady rose her hand and she says, "We have a duck pond here in Keene." I mean, there was just a genuineness about that. And I have just fallen in love with Southwestern, fallen in love with our students, because you are what make Southwestern Adventist University a special place.
19 years ago, I was at a place called Highland View Academy in Maryland, and I was coaching a baseball game, and Dean Iverson was one of my students. And Dean Iverson was probably the best baseball player we had on our team. And so I was coaching, and he had just struck out. And no, I don't know if that's true or not. But I was coaching, and we were just playing a game, and I got a phone call. While I was in the dugout while I was coaching, and I got a phone call from Texas. I didn't realize it was Texas until I looked down and said Texas. And at that time, it was the dean of students, the vice president for student services here, and they said that you have some former high school students here that go to Southwestern Adventist University, and they want me to call you, and they want me to ask you to put your name into coming to Southwestern Adventist University. So I did that, and then a few months later, I got a call to come and be the men's residence hall dean. So I started here as a men's residence hall dean, but I want to say that I am very appreciative of the students that I've taught in the past, because if it wasn't for them giving my name to the administration here, I wouldn't have gotten a call here. So I am here because of former students who had confidence in me, and that were appreciative of the skill set that I had, and they were kind enough to recommend me for the job to be here. So I thank people like you guys. I thank people like Dean Iverson, the people that I've had as students, like Pastor Swoops, and all the people that I've been able to encounter because of the work that I've been able to do. And so if it wasn't for my former students, I wouldn't be here. And because of them, I am here, and this is my 19th year here. And I've never thought I'd be here, at a spot for so long for anywhere. But I'm just thrilled to be here. My wife and I are happy to be here. Our children grew up here, and this is home. And so that's my call on how I got here, and you guys are the reason that I stay here.
Amen, amen. Well, the reason why I came here was because I love Texas. If you know, I come from Cuba, from a Caribbean country, so I love the heat. and that's why I came to Southwestern. And I really appreciate you guys voting for me as your president, because every night, and I'm not lying about this, I pray for you every night, every single night, because I care about you guys, and I really appreciate the opportunity. And I also pray for faculty and staff, for our president, our VPs, because I believe that God brought me here because he had a purpose. And I believe that the purpose is that right now, Texas, and not only Texas, but Southwestern Adventist University feels like home to me. So I really appreciate the fact that I came to Southwestern.
You know, there's something very different about Southwestern Adventist University versus a state institution that I have fallen in love with. I mean, Raul and I have prayed together. I couldn't do that with the SA president at Florida State University. I mean, there were taboos. You just could not do certain things. But here there's a culture, and it matters not to me what your faith community is, whether you're a Seventh-day Adventist or a Baptist or Presbyterian. We love you all. But I think this is a place where you can grow in your faith and become stronger in your faith, and also be able to be challenged academically. You know, this career fair that's happening next week, I mean, we want every one of you to graduate. We want you to get great jobs. And you are our bragging points. And, you know, you are here for a purpose. And that purpose is not just to get a good job, it's to be able to serve your communities and then to share your faith, because we have something that's eternal with our faith. And what a privilege we have to be able to share that with one another.
That's right. That's right. Do we have another question? Why is tuition too high? Oh, was it? Yeah, why is tuition so high?
Well, I mean, it's fairly simple. If you go to a public institution, that public institution is subsidized by the state. It's subsidized by everyone that lives in the state through their tax dollars. Private institutions are different. Private institutions have to be self-funded. And so a large part of our revenue stream is from tuition dollars from students. But I also want you to know that the Southwestern Union of Seventh-day Adventists, they put in about $3 million subsidy every year to run this school. If they didn't provide that, our tuition would be quite a bit higher. If you compare our tuition with other Seventh-day Adventist colleges and universities, we're one of the lowest. And I tell you, Joel Wallace, stand up just for a minute. He's our chief financial officer. He makes sure our finances are in line, and he wants to make sure that our tuition is as low as it can, so that you folks, it can be affordable for you. I just want to mention one thing. Some of you have taken out loans, and there's a lot of debate on the national scene about taking out educational loans. The average loan that a student from Southwestern will have when they leave is around $20,000. Now think about that in comparison with what you will make as a bachelor's degree student over your career. That amount is about $1.6 million more than you would make if you didn't have that degree. So compare $20,000 against $1.6 million. Is that a good investment? That's something I think each of you need to consider. Some of you will go out and buy a $20,000 car tomorrow and not think anything about it. The car's value will be gone within 4 to 5 years. Your educational value from Southwestern Adventist University will be with you for the rest of your life. It is a great, great investment. So we understand tuition is high. For some of you, it's all relative, isn't it? Some of you come from very well economic homes, and your parents can pay for your tuition. Others of you are struggling. You're working around campus. We have jobs around campus. Some of you are working in the communities to help pay off your bills. We understand this is relative. And so we want to work very closely with you to try to make sure that this school is affordable to you and to your friends.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shaw, for that answer. Can you guys put your hands together? That was great. Thank you. Oh, wow. So what is the strategy against the economic downturn and decreasing popularity of higher education? As seen by our lower enrollment numbers, do you have a strategy to keep SWAU affordable?
To me, this is a great question, and Raul, maybe you were wanting to answer this.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So we have this year, we're SA and enrollment working together because we have a plan that I've been talking to Dr. Shah about and also the VPs. We want to create like groups in Southwestern. We did the Southwestern University, and then so we can go out and go to different churches and like preach, have the children's story, have a special music and all that. And listen what I did last year. I was doing my internship at Forward Spanish Church, and then we had a Sábado Joven. You guys know what that is? A youth Sabbath. We had a Sábado Joven, and then what I did, I invited a lot of people from Southwestern, and then we went to my church. We had the whole program, and then they were so happy because we went to my church. The members of the church, the pastor, everybody was so happy that they was like, Raul, can you guys come back again? And let me let you know that 2 people from the church came to Southwestern Adventist University this year. Can you say amen to that?
Amen.
Just because Southwestern Adventist University, we're willing to go there and have the Sabbath school, have the sermon, have the special music. So I feel like it is our role to help out our university if we really consider ourselves as family. So we're working on it, and we'll see how you guys can help us out and go to different churches and have fun at the same time. And let me let you know that you guys are not doing it for free either. We're also going to give you something back. SA is working together along with Romans, so you guys can have SWAU gears and stuff like that, things that you like. And that way, we as a family will help out each other. Thank you, guys.
I think also from we just had our board of trustee meetings this past week, and we are definitely looking into plans in terms of our presidential and our vice presidential cabinet on ways that we can work with this. We've talked about making a major campaign to raise money for scholarships. We've talked about ways that that we can encourage students and faculty and staff members to all of us serve as recruiters, to all of us in whatever capacity that we are part of our university family here, that ways that we can help in the enrollment process, that we can encourage people to come and join us, join our university family. So we would solicit our faculty and staff, we would solicit our students to become ambassadors for our university, and in turn, as Raul said, that would be able to help with offset our decreasing enrollment, and also at the same time be able to pump energy and life and everything that we want on this campus, so that we can grow our enrollment. But the big thing is that we are cognizant of the fact that it is a downturn, and it has been a downturn for us. But we are trying to make efforts so that we can raise funds, that we can raise awareness, and that we can solicit your help to become a partner with us as we grow our enrollment.
I just want to mention one thing. Some of you recall the story if you were here back in 2016. I came to an assembly just like this, and we had written a grant for a $1 million challenge grant, and it was due on April the 15th. To be able to have us raise $8 million, and if we had raised $8 million, we would get $1 million from the Maybe Foundation. So I came to this body 3 weeks before April 15th, and I said we had $3.8 million, and we needed to get to $8 million within 3 weeks. And I said, I don't know how to do that. And so I pulled out my keys, and I asked everyone in the audience, I says, what do I have in my hand? And everyone said, well, these are keys. And I said, no, this is a prayer. Prayer is the key in the hand of faith that unlocks heaven's storehouse. We broke up into pairs and we prayed, that we could raise $4.2 million within 3 weeks. Within just a few days, I had a call from a lady. She says, I'm ready to give you a gift. It was for $250,000. $4.1 million. I had called a couple, didn't know them. They were from out of town, short story. I flew into town, called them. They were at home. They invited me to their home. Within 45 minutes, I left. I had $1 million. Check, $5.1 million. We had an entity that once we had 5.1, they would give us 2 million. We were at 7.1. All of this within 3 weeks. We had our alumni weekend 8 days before April the 15th. I was called out of the dinner with our alumni, got another $500,000 commitment. I had a couple that came. They said, we'll give you $10,000. They left with a brochure and they said, oh, I see a naming opportunity for 25. Can I come back and give you another $15,000 check? I said, sure, you can do that. I went, someone called me up and they said, I've got a check, can you come pick it up? And I'm thinking, I'm so busy, but I went 40 miles to pick up a check, $50,000. Just glad I went. April the 15th, our goal was to have $8 million. Well, we had the alumni weekend. We were $400,000 short. We quickly came up with a 400 by 1 campaign. 400 people give us $1,000, we'll make it. Well, 400 people didn't give that to us, but the week after graduation, and I couldn't sleep for these 3 weeks, maybe 3 or 4 hours a night, because God just continued to bless us. On April the 15th, we had $8,035,390. Isn't God good? He's good. So I want to tell you, when Dean Tay talks about us raising money for scholarships, there's something called an endowment. If you don't know what that is, that's money where we put it in the endowment and we don't touch that principal, and the interest that comes off the endowment is used for scholarships or for whatever the donor would like to see. I have a stretch goal, and I'm going to share that with you because I want you to pray about this. Wouldn't it be awesome if we had $100 million in our endowment to subsidize your tuition by providing more scholarships for students? Wouldn't that be awesome? I don't know how to do that. Just like I didn't know how to raise $4.2 million in 3 weeks. I don't know how to do that, but I know someone who can. So I think, as you know, I don't necessarily want to do that right now, but if you would pray about that earnestly, God has all the money in the world, and he can just shower that down on us, and then we can praise him for that. And that's what I would like to see. I would like to keep tuition absolutely affordable. I think if we had a culture of recruitment on this campus where we would share with our friends what we liked about this school and said, you've got to come here. You've got to be part of our essay. You've got to be a part of our university singers. You need to be part of our biology team. All of those things are extremely important. And as we build the culture and we build the enrollment, we can just do so much more as a result of that. And so I praise God for that.
Amen, amen. Thank you so
much. That was a long answer, but I just wanted to share that.
Good. I'm also representing Southwestern Adventist University next month at the NID meeting. So at the NID meeting next month, I want to just ask how the NID can help us to get more scholarships and all that for the students, so we can also bring more people to our colleges. And let me let you know that it's not only Southwestern Adventist University as a president that is worried about this. Southern is worried about this too. Union College, they say, the SA president texts me all the time, hey brother, how can we bring more people to our college? So all the universities are really worried about this. So I feel like we all got to get together and join forces so we can make our universities better and bring more people. And more than anything, bring people to God, who is the God of the university. Amen. So yeah. Do we have another question? When we will take sports more seriously by offering athletic scholarships?
Short answer, when we get better players. we have we have moved forward with our sports program. I know some of you guys are just coming here and it's your initial experience with sports on our campus, but we have made strides. Now we have a facilities and athletic director. We've gone on personal campaigns in terms of fundraising so that we can offset the cost of athletics. But we have discussed scholarshiping, and we have discussed the funding of a sport to be able to pump more finance into our sports program. But one thing you have to kind of understand here is that we're at a catch-22 because we're in three athletic conferences. We're in the ACCA, the NCCAA, and the USCAA. But if we get into the scholarship portion of our program, we would have to be bumped up to the higher level of competition. So we're stuck in that situation in terms of if we scholarship our students, then we would have to compete at a higher level, and we don't have the scholarship comparisons that other schools have. Other schools that are in our divisions even are scholarshiping, at a quite a bit higher level, a higher clip. So that's the thing that we have to also work with too, so that if we get to that point, then we would have to kind of just work our way into building up our program so we can get there. But I think the big thing for us right now is obviously is the funding. And it's difficult because there's a lot of things on this campus that are of quality and value, and that if we could afford it, we would try to fund all these programs, and athletics being one of them. So it's a growth process, and I know I've talked to Tyler, Coach Tyler, on several occasions, but we are just very proud, and we're very humbled, and we're very thankful and gracious. I mean, we're grateful for all the athletes that we do have here. And I know it's a struggle. I know when we go places, and some of you guys think, man, we just run everything just on a shoestring budget, and we do. We don't have the money to go out to Olive Garden every night, after a game. We don't, we have to hustle to get our transportation down. Some of you guys say, some of the first things you guys ask is like, where's my bag? Where's my backpack? Where are my shirts? Where are the things that I need so that I can look like a knight? And I'm telling you, it's a struggle. Everything that we give you, everything that we provide for you, is like it takes a phone call. It takes a letter. It takes a point of discussion that we have to make a call and just say, hey, can you help us get some travel gear? And when we get that check, we purchase that thing right away. And we've been very fortunate because our community is picking up on the fact that we have a sports program, and that they're willing to help. And I know that our administration is committed to building up our sports program. And you might not see it right now because it's just in the beginning stages, but there's a commitment there in terms of our administrators saying, that we want to build this because we know that because of our interactions with you and our time with you, we know that athletics on this campus is a ministry. And it's a ministry that helps our athletes, and it's definitely a ministry that helps the people that we come in contact with. Because when we go places, when we play other schools, there's so many comments that other schools tell us that you guys are different. It's just so nice to see kids on your team like this. And when we go to other churches and we go to our other organizations, when we go on our mission trips, when we leave, people know we have left an impact. So it's not that we don't want to provide scholarships. It's not that we don't want to provide additional funding. It's just that we can't at this moment because there are so many things that we have to work with to make our dollar go the extra mile. And that's so if we could, we would do scholarships. We would be happy to. But then we have to look into that factor again about our division of play and stuff like that. But if it was available. The other thing we need to get on a plan where all of our student athletes, our current student athletes now, I've been talking to Jonathan Seitz, our director of advancement. One of our goals is we want to get you guys to be able to call our former athletes and say, hey, give back to this program, give back to what you guys enjoyed doing while you were at Southwestern. And we can try to build up our fan base through a booster club, as Dr. Shah has talked to me about and Tyler about, but ways that we can incorporate you guys again to be our recruiters, to solicit help from our former athletes and say, hey, you were once a knight, help us, better our program as we continue with our night athletics. So we're blessed, we're thankful to have you here, because I know some of you guys have great skills, and some of you guys I know can go to other schools. You guys can go to other institutions where you might get an athletic scholarship, but you've chosen to stay here, and we're blessed, we're grateful. But we are doing our best. We are doing our best to grow this program, and at the same time to solicit help in terms of funding this program from other sources other than draining our budget in terms of what we have to do to accomplish to make this university click. So we're doing our best. But if you have any ideas, we are happy to listen to you, and we definitely are wanting to partner up with you as we build this program.
Thank you so much, Dinte. Thank you guys for being here and for coming to Assembly. If you got more questions, let me know. We're also going to have another booth at the CAF, and we're going to have SA sitting right there so we can talk, and you guys can tell us your suggestions and the things that you want to see in Southwestern Adventist University. So this is not it. If you still got more questions, come see us. Our office hours are also posted on the website so you guys can talk. So thank you guys for coming. Can you give it up one more time for this awesome faculty and staff and administration? Thank you guys.